Every day that awkward wave.
Yeah, man.
Like your trademark now.
Yeah. And this is hello, people.
No,
Isn't
it's
it?
not.
So what is it?
It's not hello, it's hello.
Hello, people.
Yeah. I don't do that.
Hello, people.
I do not make that that face or with the head.
Yeah,
Do
man.
it.
You're doing it now.
No, now I'm shaking my head. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Oh, my stomach.
You're gonna tell them what we'll talk about, or should I bring it up? I did it last episode.
No. Okay, so what? It's my turn.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, man.
Mm. Go on. I'm listening.
All right. So, obviously, she's lazy.
Excuse me?
She doesn't want to tell you anything. So, well,
I'm not lazy.
with stuff, she's lazy. With certain stuff, she's lazy. With certain stuff, she's not.
I think everyone's like that.
I think everyone's like that.
Yeah. I think everyone has a few selective things that they're lazy with.
Yeah, but they try to work on it. It generally doesn't seem like you're trying to work on it.
No, because if it's your topic, then I like you to say it because I don't know where you want to go with it. So therefore, if you speak first and explain what it is you want to talk about, then you could begin the conversation and then, you know.
Okay, Mom.
Whereas when it's
I'm joking. So, go on, you say.
No, I'm finished now.
As I was saying, we was on our way here, and obviously, like, we was talking about, like, we were going to talk about, and it just came into my head, like, well, it didn't just come into my head. Something happened.
You want to tell them what happened?
You can.
No, tell them.
No, you can, because your storytelling is better than mine.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think it is, you know.
because you give the little... Your tone changes when it's the person.
Oh, yeah, yours is all one tone.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, right, set the scene. We're on our way here, so we're on the train. we're on the train. We're on the train, and this man comes to sit, like, opposite us. And then he's sitting, but, like, she's sitting in front
of Zara.
Yeah, he's sitting in front of me. But, like, he's, like, sprawl out. Like, his legs are just, you know? Man things and stuff. That's how he sits. And then, like, literally one stop before our stop that we was getting off at, he stretched his leg out, like, right. So this is my feet. And he stretched his leg out right here, like, in between my feet.
In the middle of her feet, you know.
And I didn't say anything because the way I am is that when I stand up now and I step on your foot, that's your business because you shouldn't put your foot there. However, I didn't know that Ksan was going to say something. So Ksan must have asked him politely, like genuinely politely. And then the man was on his phone. And Ksan was like, your foot, like, could you just move your foot? And he was like, what about my foot? And Ksan was like, it's just like in between her legs, like, could you just move your foot? And he even said, please. You even said, please. He was like, could you just please move your foot? Like, it's not that deep.
To be fair, I didn't say it in that tone.
No,
I'm not defending the man, but I didn't say in that tone. I said, can you move your foot, please?
Yeah. But for me, okay,
that's the best
loud
tone. That's the best tone he's getting, basically.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So
for
me, it was nice.
Yeah.
Because I know how you can be.
Anyone that knows me is nice.
If it wasn't nice.
Yeah.
So you was being very polite, but what we class as your polite might have been disrespectful to him. Well, I don't care because you was nice in my book. Like, you genuinely said, could, like, just move your foot, please. Like, that's it. Like, that, there was no, or I'm going to do whatever, or why is your foot there? Or, like, it was just, you genuinely just said, can you move your foot, please? Like, your foot is in between her legs. It's like, and I don't see there's any problem with what you said. Like, it's genuinely just disrespectful. it's just like, you're just in my space. You don't have to be here in my
I even
space.
said that to him. I said, he said, "Oh, go on, explain."
And then,
I'll say what I said, like in regards to what she just said.
yeah, and then
After.
he started to get defensive, and he was like, oh, no, before that, did he say it before or after either way, they had a staring contest at some point. And when they were having a staring contest, I just started laughing because I think that's personally hilarious. And then you said, "Are you done?" type of thing. And he was like, "I can put my foot wherever I want to put my foot." And he was like, "Oh, what am I supposed to just put?" And he said, like, put his foot around mine. And you could put your foot wherever. That's what you said. He's like, you could put your foot wherever. It just doesn't need to be right next to her feet. And he was like, "No, I can put my foot wherever I want to put my foot." And I was like, "Why is he getting so defensive? You didn't, like, you genuinely were so nice about it." But like, Ksan's version of so nice about
I
it.
switched very quickly.
Ksan's version of so nice about it. And then that's when you switched. Then you had a staring contest. And then he went to put his phone away as if he was going to do something.
Bearing in mind, I'm staring him dead in his face while he's doing it as well.
And I started busting, like, the whole train could hear me laughing because...
The whole train was looking.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
But they were wondering if something was going to happen. And then he was staring at you, and I was staring at him, staring at you, and then I started laughing because I was like, he's really...
He thinks he's intimidating.
Yeah, he really thinks.
And because you know how I am as well.
You're just going to make it worse.
It's even more funny.
Right. Because it's not going to get any better because Ksan isn't the type of person to escalate a situation, but he will match you.
Oh, no.
If you escalate the situation.
I can't lie. Depending on what mood I'm in, I'll escalate the situation. But obviously, because we're coming here.
Not with me, though.
Yeah, no, I was about to say that. Because we're coming here anyway, I wouldn't. But especially with her, I wouldn't escalate the situation. But it doesn't mean because I'm with her, I'll let anything happen. Because again, she didn't think nothing was going to happen by him putting his foot there. But again, like, it's common courtesy. Like, you don't put your foot in the middle of someone's foot when you have all that space to put your foot up. Bearing in mind, for the train journey while he was on, his foot, like, was normal. Does that make sense? So for whatever reason, because I watched him, he looked at your feet, He looked at your foot.
So that he didn't touch my foot. He looked at your foot.
Yeah, he looked at your foot. He said, "All right, cool, there's space there."
Yeah.
And then he went like this. It's not like he went like that. He stretched like that.
Yeah, I know.
And he was actually sitting like this.
But he dropped into the chair.
Yeah, like, bearing in mind, because I personally think because I don't know what I can just tell, innit? Like, you know how, I don't know, you know how I say it, I'm good at estimating how people are.
You can read a situation.
Yeah. So because I'm reading the situation, regardless, even if he was to do something, she would tell you, I'd always match your energy. So if something's gonna happen, I generally want it to happen, innit? Because
he's not the type of person to make a situation calmer.
Yeah, because even after, because of the situation, now I have adrenaline. Like, ask her, I was talking to her about it for a good 20 minutes.
And I was like, "It's okay." And he was like, "No, I have to get it out."
I have to get it out because I'll just be sitting there with adrenaline, and that's not nice. Then I just pick on someone for no reason. Like, it's not nice, innit? So cool. Yeah, bearing in mind, this guy, he's not a big guy, but he has muscle. Because
he's bigger than you.
Yeah, because he's wearing a basketball t-shirt. He's the same height as me. Well, I found that out when we got off the train.
When we got off the train,
I thought he was taller than me anyway.
Because of how he had his legs.
Yeah, but then
it's not. No, but you get what I mean. Like, if even
it's true, you'd think he's massive because of the way he was moving. Like, there was no
space for his feet, and there was no one sitting either side of him. So if you really want to spread out your leg, just do that. And there was no one on this side of me either. So there's a whole, like, you could have done that if you wanted to.
No one was sitting next to this guy. Like, he was in the middle. Like, nobody was sitting next to him. So yeah,
it would have been like, I would have expected that for someone who's huge, like, tall wise, like, very tall, like 6 and up. Because then I get it, like, your feet is gonna be like, hitch. then it
Or
might
what the
make
foot?
sense.
What the foot? I was gonna say the attitude.
No,
I was
none
gonna
of
say,
none of
excuse
it.
me.
That attitude, I'm not relating to anything. I'm just saying if it was a genuine thing where he's like, there's nowhere to
Yeah,
put my
like if
feet,
he's yeah,
and
like
he's like a tall
a
man, then
very
I would
tall
have
guy.
maybe been
Yeah,
alright with it. But it's like you don't need to do that. There's no reason. Like you said, like as he done it, he stretched out in the seat, like he got lower. So it's like you're really extending your foot for no apparent reason.
yeah. No, like it was generally for no reason. So yeah, like I was like, oh, I was like, yo, and he said, oh, I was like, oh, can you move your leg, please? And he went, what? I said, can you move your leg, please? Like your legs. He said, what about my legs? Your legs next to her. Can you move? From when he said, what about my leg? I knew he was like.
He was defensive.
Not even defensive. It's like he thought by him saying that I wasn't gonna say anything. So he's probably used to people chatting rubbish to him, and then he says something, and then they get scared.
But the only reason why you would be used the only reason why you'd be used to people chatting rubbish to
Basically,
you is
he
if you
thinks,
take the piss.
yeah. Basically, he's
And he seems like he's the type of
yeah,
person to push
yeah,
boundaries
exactly.
and then see what happens.
Because you missed a very important bit about that staring contest.
What?
He was huffing and puffing.
Was he?
Yeah, you
I
didn't
was too
see
busy
him.
laughing. I can't lie
Bruv.
to you.
Yeah. So anyway, cool.
Oh no, he
So,
was breathing heavy, and that's when
yeah,
he put his phone back. And I
yeah,
was like,
yeah. So
we're not really like this is not
So cool.
bear
So
in mind
imagine
we're
this.
coming up to our stop.
So
Like,
imagine this. Bearing in mind, you know, I was so focused and I was so pissed off that I didn't know what stop was next.
no, I know that's why I said
So
leave it, we're
cool.
getting off.
So cool. When the trainer I'm asking, what about my foot? I said, your foot's in between her legs. Like, can you move it? He went, why? I said, it's common courtesy. Like, it's disrespectful. Like, why is your foot there? Can you move it? And then he said something, but obviously the trains me. I couldn't hear. I went, what? Then he repeated it again, and I said, okay, can you move your foot? He went, I could put my foot where I want to. And then I've gone, okay, you could put your foot anywhere, but
Yeah,
can you
like
move your foot? Because it's right in between her legs. It's like on the like it's literally like here. His feet are here. So then, and then he's gone. And then and then I've gone like this, because you can even ask her. I was sitting like this, because Zara's here, so I'm like this, and I'm leaning towards her. And then he's made that face. And then after he made that face, I've gone like this. I've gone like that now. And I'm staring him in his face.
this is when I started laughing.
And he's staring me in his face, and he's going, and I've gone, and then she started laughing. And then he's had his phone out, yeah. He had his phone in his hand, 'cause he was on his phone. And then he went like that.
But then nothing happened.
And then he stopped.
And then he took his phone back out. Right.
And then I was like,
What is
I was like, are you done? And then he huffed and puffed again. And then after all of that, he moved his foot back.
he did. You was like, all right, cool then. Like, fine. And he put his foot back. Like he moved his foot from in between my legs. So all of that just to do what we asked.
Didn't make any sense to me at all. I genuinely, I was so annoyed, yeah, because that conversation is literally, can you move your foot, please? Oh, sorry, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
End of.
What, a 10-second thing? You really made it like a 5-minute conversation. From once it's over, like how long it's meant to be, I'm already
Not
pissed
even a
off.
conversation,
Like,
you escalated it.
Yeah,
you
like
made it
I
a
genuinely want
confrontation.
something to happen. And Zara could even tell you that I genuinely wanted something to happen, innit? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. And on top of that, he missed his stop because he wanted to move like a dickhead. And then we got off the same stop. And then you didn't look back or anything. Like, it didn't make any sense to me, bro.
It was unnecessary.
And then the funniest thing is, we was both talking about it. And then you was even like, what? Did he really think he was going to intimidate you? And I said, yeah, he really thought he was. And he was surprised that I gave him that type of energy. Because people that like to take the piss, or people that used to getting away with stuff like that, it's very rare that they meet someone that will match their energy, or that's deemed worse as them, if that makes sense. So he was, after his huffing and puffing, he probably wasn't expecting it. bearing in mind he had a little gash on his above his eyebrows, innit? So I
Don't
even
start
said,
dragging man. Leave him alone.
huh? No, dead. I'm not leaving him alone. So I even said to Zara, like it's generally like you can see it's a cut and it's healed, isn't it? So I said he probably
No,
got
it's
that
like a
because he was chatting
gash.
rubbish and someone
Yeah.
probably punched him up or smacked him in the head with something.
Or he hit something.
Yeah, so it looked like he had stitches, but they're very, very bad stitches.
No, because you know when you bust something open, like
Yeah, and then the pus
boxes.
and that, yeah.
Yeah, like it has to come out first. Like
Yeah.
that's how it heals. And it
Yeah.
might go down, it might not.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very interesting. So when we got off the train, we was waiting for the
DLR.
yeah, when we was waiting for the DLR. He was like, "Oh, like should we talk about morals?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea because there's just some things it's just like courtesy, like or like just common sense or just respect. But like common sense is not common. So it's not. It's just not common at all. So it's just like certain things that don't need to be made an issue are always made an issue. And the thing is that the funniest thing is, if I personally feel like if I was the one who said like, could you just move your feet from in between my legs, he would have said okay.
I know.
But because you've said it, and now he feels like, oh, a man said something to me, and now I have to do like you don't like sometimes. Just have common sense. Like there's no, you're not always in a situation where it has to be so much testosterone. Like it doesn't have to be a confrontation. That did not have to be a confrontation. That was not a moment for you to show how much of a man you are. It was just a moment where you've been putting up for something that's quite disrespectful, or that like you could have done nicer. Correct your action and keep it moving. You would have got more respect if you were just like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, and moved your foot than you do now. Because now, one, you look like an idiot. Two, you was being disrespectful. And three, you didn't do shit. So really, what did you get out of the situation?
He basically wound me up. That's what he got out of it. And he made himself look like an idiot in front of the whole train. Because it was one of them ones
Made me
where,
laugh though.
from when I asked him, the train weren't looking. When you're huffing and puffing, everyone on the train's like, why are you huffing and puffing?
Mm.
And they could just see me staring at you dead in your face. Like, you really think what you huffing and puffing is gonna phase me? Like, it's not phasing me. It'll phase other people, but it's not phasing me at all. So it just makes you look dumb because you're all there trying to amp yourself up and that. Bearing in mind, I generally know you're not gonna do anything just from the way you're acting. Like, I just asked you a simple question because I remember we was even talking about it. People that are generally like that don't like to be like that.
Oh yeah, the other day we were saying it's very interesting when you hear people talk about all the things that they've done, because most of the time people that are really about stuff, they don't like to, like, you would never know.
Yeah, they're like,
And if you do know something that they done or you was there, they're very ashamed of it. Like it's not something
yeah,
that it's not their proudest moment to be like, oh, I did this and I'm this type of person. Like they're not proud of those moments because they're good people. Like good people can do some bad stuff on a certain day, or like they're trying to
yeah,
be good people, and something bad just happens sometimes,
yeah, like,
or they just rubs them the wrong way sometimes and they lash out or whatever, but they're not proud of those moments. Those are not the moments that you rave about to your friends and all those things. And those are things that I never understood when we was growing up, because we would meet, like they glorify the situation like it's a good thing. Like, but that's even then morals. Like my dad always told me that that's not something that you should want to listen to. Like if a boy starts talking about all the things that he's done,
he's an idiot.
he ain't doing nothing.
He ain't doing
He's not doing
It's the complete opposite
anything.
of what he's
If he's
saying.
showing you what he's doing or he's telling you about what he's doing, he's not doing anything.
Or
And
he's done it and he was very, 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 very scared at the time, and somehow he got lucky.
yeah.
So,
Or even if he is proud of it, I should not want to be with someone who is like that, because that means you're psychotic. Like you shouldn't be proud of those things. Like no one, like those things are things that had to happen. They're not something that
yeah,
you made a decision to do or a choice, right? And so if you're making constant choices to be in that, and then you're showing me that you're in that, or that you've done something, or that you're doing something, why would I want to be around that? And I'm then supposed to believe that you're taking care of me as well. No, we're not going to do that. So those boys aren't, they're not. But I used to meet so many, even like friends wise, of boys that would be like, oh yeah, no, I did this and the other day, and we was as if they are impressing females, and females would get impressed by it. Not to say that females wouldn't get impressed by it. Females would get impressed by it. But 5 months, 6 months down the line, you realize that the boy that you're with is not on anything at all. Or he's putting you at danger. And you shouldn't be proud of that. Because now he's telling you about something so much. What if he asks you to hold something, or where you are, he's a ticking time bomb? That's ridiculous.
Because like obviously I like people that are like that. I do know people that are like that, innit?
What, ticking time bombs?
Yeah, but like they don't glorify innit. So like they'll be like, please, like not today, like I'm just trying to have like a normal day. I don't want no one testing my patience. And then when say someone tests their patience with, and then something happens, they'll even be like, why? Like, why today?
Like, I didn't want to do this.
Yeah, like why?
Yeah.
Like I tried to de-escalate the situation, and you're here like trying rubbish to me, like why, kind of thing. And they will just mess up their whole day and stuff like that. But yeah, from young, I clocked.
And those are usually the worst.
There was one time, because I told you, see when I went center,
Yeah.
which is a Peru or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
It's a what?
We call it center.
Yeah.
Other people in other parts of London call it Peru.
What's that?
Center.
Center.
It's another word. I don't know why. I don't know
Okay.
why. So cool. My first day there now, everyone's telling me the first day there, someone always gets into a fight. And they're telling me this, and I was like, okay. They're like, what? I said, bruv, nothing's gonna happen, and I'm not a dickhead, so if I'm fighting, I'm fighting, kind of thing, innit?
Sounds like jail.
No, it like yeah, like I was like, wait, what? Like, all right, cool, but
Like, you have to prove yourself.
yeah, and then
because you're new in it, so I want to see what
I
they
think
can do.
someone, I forgot his name, someone that was there tried to say something to me, or basically tried to fight me. I was like, come then. I was like, I went, yeah, like I'm not for the small talking. Either you're gonna fight me or not. Like,
end of story.
they didn't say anything. I said, you're not gonna fight me. They didn't say anything. Like, all right, then cool. Then I walked off. Everyone was surprised. I was the first person in like however long. It was like 3 years or something like that. They said, like, go, because people fly in and out of that place, innit? I was the first person that
Was ready to fight.
No, that didn't get into a fight.
Oh.
Yeah, they told me I was the first person to get into a fight within 3 years, and I was the quickest person to get out of there, because the smallest time you go to school there is 5 months. I got out of there 5 months on the dot. So it's like, but obviously before that, like I've got older cousins and stuff like that. They would even say like if they got into a situation, they would never like boast about it in front of girls and stuff like that, because they've come from like the era of like doing stuff like that. It's not.
Yeah, it's not a good
Boasting
thing.
about it, it's not. You're a joke, man. Like what you talk, like people are meant to. If you really want to be like that, people are meant to know.
Already know what you're on, yeah.
And not like no because you told them. Does that make sense? So obviously from.
Yeah, but that is the case though. That's always the case, and most of the time, because of that, people either want to see it happen because they've heard stories or whatever, or they leave that person alone. So it's just like those things aren't things to be proud of. Those are things that they happen, and that's it. Like I said, like you just keep it moving. But in regards to women, like I don't think that's any ever. And I'll say this to all people under our age: that is never something that is going to get you a female, or that you should want to attract a female with, because that's not how you should want to have a relationship with anyone.
Do you know what's mad about that? It will. It's as dumb as it sounds. It will.
It will what?
Boasting about that foolishness, it will get you a female.
No,
So it
I
will get
didn't say.
you
I
a
didn't say it wouldn't
dumb
get you
female
one. I didn't say it wouldn't get you one. I did
or a
say there are
relationship.
girls that are impressed by that stuff,
It will get you the most stupid relationship
but it
of your
will get
life.
you women who entice that type of behavior.
Yeah,
Because that's the whole reason that they're with you, because they
Yeah.
enjoy that they know that that's that side of you.
like you'll be calm or whatever. Someone might say something to you. There's just that one day you're not on it because you're having a good day or whatever.
And she's like, oh,
you're
well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, like what? I thought you was
Yeah.
calm, man. No, you're not serious. You must be lying then. Like they're trying to persuade you to do something bad. Like
Because they enjoy that.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
bro,
like that's how you got her.
remember even at, what's the face? I don't even want to say her name. The bait one's party that I saw you at.
Yeah.
Remember how I told you someone that I know they
Uh
had they had a
huh.
they had a gun. I know when girls got when she's heard gun, she's gone where, and she's looking
She
because
was
she wants
looking
to
for
see
it.
it. Everyone's all running that way, and you'll look going back because you want to see the gun. Like girls like that, you'll get for chatting rubbish. Like girls that has, I don't even know, bro. But even with that, there's girls that do that as well, but they don't. Obviously, well, some of them even chat rubbish about that in front of like boys.
What do you mean?
I'm surprised you don't. It's basically, you know how guys chat about rubbish that they've done?
Yeah.
Girls do that too.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I smacked her up, or imagine we was here and I smacked this person up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, I don't want to keep it like.
No, it's not just a male thing. It's not just a male thing at all. Women definitely do some things like that. Women are like, there are girls that are like that. I grew up with girls that are like that, and they are the same way. Like, if they was to have that confrontation that we had on the train, they would have acted exactly the same way if I said something. If I was just like, could you move your foot? They'd be like, why? What did I need to move my foot for? And it's like, babe, I just asked you to move. Like, there's no issue. And anyways, sorry for days. Got stories for days. Because those
Go
type of
ahead,
girls
you
do
might
not
as
like
well-
being caught out.
I
They
thought-
don't like being caught out.
You might as well tell a story.
Huh?
Go watch one.
Just one story? Nah.
Through them.
No, I don't
on,
need to
man.
tell no stories. I don't need to tell no stories.
Why?
Because I'm not that type of female.
No, not about you.
No, I am not that type of female. So I was no point me telling a story.
I thought like you seen something.
No, I've been involved. I don't watch that stuff. If
okay.
stuff like that is happening, I leave. I don't like. Do you get what I mean? Like, even if you're having a conversation, I walk away. Like, I genuinely don't care for that stuff because there's absolutely no reason for it. Like, I would never tell you to stop doing whatever it is that you're doing because the way I see it is you have to pick and choose the people that you're with in it. Like, you have to know who you have around you. And I'm confident enough to know that the person that I'm with, if there's confrontation, there's a right for him to be in a certain way. So I'm never going to be like to you, stop. Also, for me personally, I know whenever you show that, the other person's clocked on that they don't, like, the person that you're with doesn't want you to do that. So they're going to continue because it's like, oh, well, she doesn't want you to fight. Let's see how far that goes. Like, is she going to stop you? Do you get what I mean? And it makes it more of a problem. So I'm never going to be like to you, oh, leave it. Stop, babe, stop. Don't do it. Because I'm not one of them girls either. I'll just let you do what you're doing and I'll laugh. But if we weren't on the train, I would have walked off. And you know that. Because it's happened. Because I don't think any of that is necessary. Just like if I was to have a conversation with someone wouldn't stop me. He would leave me alone to have my confrontation. And if he feels like he needs to step in, then he'll do so. Same with him. But that's it. It doesn't go any further than that. But that's because I trust the person that I'm with to know he's not going to do something stupid out of absolutely no reason.
I don't pick on people for no reason. If I feel like you're taking a piss or it's like there's no other way of talking to you, then I'll move. Like I want a problem, and I generally do want a problem. So even with the guy, even with me speaking to him, I spoke to him nice. I said, please, bruv. Like, and then obviously he's moving how he's moving. So I was like, nah, do you know what? Fuck the manners. Like what? That's why even he was staring me dead in my face. I even moved. I even adjusted to go closer to you. It's like, yeah, I'm comfortable now. Or I'm ready now. Like what? I ain't got nothing in my hands. I'm ready. I am ready. And he knew I was ready. That's why he was even thinking about putting his phone in his pocket.
But nothing was gonna happen.
I wanted something to happen, but nothing.
I know you wanted something to happen, and I would have left you there. I would have got off the train. And you know I would have. Because when we was there, I said, "Can't we get off the train?
Yeah.
Let's go." Like, things done, keep it moving. But that's how you are. Like, when you're in zone, you're in zone. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's no point in anyone speaking to you or saying something to you. Just leave you alone. Like, unless I genuinely feel like there is a huge problem and you're about to get into a confrontation that I think isn't needed, then I will say something to you. Like on New Year's. Then I'll say something to you and I will try to remove you from the situation. But other than that, me, I'm not getting involved, man. And you shouldn't. I don't personally feel like there's no reason to.
Yeah, especially if people think that they're bad enough. If someone thinks they're bad enough, let them be bad. Because if they get punched up, they can't blame anyone but themselves.
Right.
Like even.
But sometimes people need that.
That's even with me. I don't know if you remember me saying this. There's people that think they're invincible. I'm not the type of person to say I'm invincible. I can fight very well, especially for my size. But if I get punched up, I would prefer to get punched up than to be bullied or whatever, innit? Because I generally know I'm not the strongest person
in the world.
Not even strong, because you don't have to. When you're fighting, strength don't really mean that. It's just
no, but there's always someone who's better than you. Always.
Yeah, like,
and I feel like that's the thing that these boys don't understand. Like, women and men even.
Yeah,
like there's always someone that's better than you.
Yeah, like I know how it goes, but I'll never back down. Like I'm ready, kind of thing, innit? But people think, for whatever reason, that they're no one can punch them up until they get slapped in the mouth or whatever. Then it's like raw, like reality hits. Does that make sense? So everyone's bad until someone throws the first punch, and then everyone changes.
Yeah, everyone's bad until they meet their match, or they meet someone who's worse than them.
I swear to you, every like fighting situation that I've been in, or like confrontation that I've been in, I've generally clocked that. Like even when, with my friend's friend that tried to lie onto you. I don't even want to say that joke, man. I don't even say it.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah. I spoke to him privately because I know if it was in front of all of his friends, he'd act up. I know he would. And I didn't want to have a fight in my friend's house. And neither did my other friend that I was on the phone to, that I was close with.
Friend.
Yeah. Don't even want to be saying names and stuff. But yeah, no, it's true. Like, because even there and then when it was one-on-one, he wasn't.
What, there at the party? On the train or at the party?
At the party when we was going to the shop.
Oh.
Can
I tell the story?
I told the story. No, you can.
Because I like that story.
But what? About me talking to him?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Basically, right? This happened to me. Well, I don't know how many times it's happened, but the times that I've known, men like to talk, right? Should we say boys like to talk?
They like to lie.
Boys like to talk. Like
no, lie.
I didn't understand until I reached the ripe old age of 20 that boys gossip. Like I didn't know how much they gossiped. Like they gossip, right? And they like to lie. Especially they like to lie on women's names.
When they think that the main character of a story, of a movie, they like to lie. So
yeah, but everyone's the main character of their own story. Just don't bring me into your story when I was not there. Do you get it? Cool. So he has his friend has a friend who was lying on my name, basically. I'm just saying that we spoke and all these things, yeah. Never happened. Just it never happened.
Tell them the lie.
Huh?
Tell them the lie.
Oh, he said that I moved to him.
Yeah, but no. Do you remember what I told you that he said?
No, what?
He said, where you lot spoke or had had like words that you was all on him, you was touching him,
Yeah.
and that you wanted to do stuff with him and that. But bearing in mind, obviously she didn't tell you this. Bearing in mind, he said this to his because we was coming back. I need to adjust this. We was coming back from somewhere because there was like bare of us. It was a hot day. Yeah,
He was out with his friends.
yeah. We was coming back from somewhere, and someone that I was cool with, I'm not cool with him anymore, and him, because he's a mutual friend. Like he's not. He'll even say like he's not my friend. Like I always see him because of people that I'm close with, and like other friends, innit? So the person that was lying, and there was another person that I used to be cool with, but I'm not anymore. They was having a conversation in front of me, but no one could hear. So long story short, it wasn't. They both lied, but the first lie was him telling his friend that that happened when it didn't. So there was all whispering and stuff, but they didn't whisper quiet enough so I can hear everything. Then we got
And
to
he's
that.
basically telling his friend, "Oh, she was on me. She was shy to me."
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do anything because that's my man's girl, so I'm not gonna do anything. So cool.
And this was months after
It
this
wa-
so-called
It wasn't
incident
even
happened.
months. It was years. It was 2 years.
So why
And
are you
he's
talking
seen me
about
at
it?
least 1,000 times, and he's seen his friend at least 1,000 times.
So if something really had happened that day, everybody would know about it. Like